Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to PBTV. So this is a sort of second look at a video that we've done before, but we have a new model in. So we have the tan variant of the UTR45 by Double Eagle. Got the Falcon control system in here, but we thought if it's a second visit, we'll trick it up a little bit, show what it can look at when you've got some cool parts and stuff on it. But as always, if you've not seen the previous video or you're curious about this, the Falcon control system, Double Eagle, or anything like that, drop a comment down below. We will flash it up on screen and try and get you an answer as quickly as possible. If not, standard processes, I'll work from the front and work my way to the back and go through all the cool things that this thing can do. But every time we get one of these in the office to do whatever, it is very much becoming a strong staff favourite for a very, very good CQB platform. This thing will perform outdoors. It's incredible at semi-auto only sites. It's the trigger system in here is absolutely incredible. The MOSFET system is really, really good. Gives you many, many options. The magazines are proprietary, but I do believe that the UTR ones are better than the standard UMG magazines. So we'll go through it. If you do have any questions, we'll try and get to you as quickly as possible. So at the front, we do have a 14mm counterclockwise thread as standard. If you've seen the previous video, normally what you have on the end of here is just a thread cover. There's no flash hider, there's no device or anything like that. We've just stuck this device on the front just so you can see what it looks like. Normally, there is simply a cap covering the threads on it, so you don't get you don't even get a standard flash hider. It's just a flat barrel. Looks really neat and tidy, very, very good for CQB. We've put the foam filled on here just to see what it was like. We were curious of how quiet we could get these to run at, and they are very, very quiet. Just for what is essentially an AEG, the foam fill does take away that little bit of that crack noise that comes out at the end, but you still have the gears and everything moving, so it's not insanely quiet. ODST, the build looks mint. What flip-up sight is that? How does it work with the MRO? So the parts that we've thrown on this that are not included, so the flip-up iron sights and all the RIS covers are included and are with the UTR. The bits that we've put on are the can at the front and the two optics. So the Centurion, so the Vector Optics Centurion, very similar to the MRO. It is a wide aperture sort of dot sight with an angled bit of glass, so it transmits a lot of light through it. Very, very bright optic, very, very clear, and quite a wide aperture, so it's very, very easy to see through, and you don't lose too much vision with a big chunky bit of metal in front of you. We then have the Vortex 3x micro behind there, and as you can see, they mesh together very, very nicely, and obviously flips out the way nice and easy, so you can have a simple 1x dot sight, flick it up, and you have your 3x. These things line up very, very well. The Vortex does come with multiple different plates, so you can adjust it slightly depending on which dot sight you get. And again, the Vector Optics, again, super clear dot. Very, very impressed with them. Thrown one of them on an LMG and very much enjoyed it. But with it being a CQB and a potential for some strong outdoor play, the UTR does benefit for having the options of a dot sight and a magnifier. Again, if this isn't your cup of tea, you've got options galore. One of the lads did put one of the new Prol short dots on it. It still looked awesome. It still worked. Bringing it up, got sight picture very, very quickly, the way the stock and everything works. Pretty much any optic setup is going to work very, very well on this. So as I was saying, with the micro flipped to the side, we do have flip-up iron sights. And as you can see, the height of them, you will be able to shoot through the tube. So for whatever reason, if the dot sight went down, these will co-witness through the dot sight, line up really, really nicely, so you can still aim quite accurately. You do have what look like almost very, very low profile sights on this as well. What look like pistol sights almost. So when they are in this super low drop down setting, you've got a little dot and a sight at the front, and you've got a castellation one at the back. So you don't even have to flip them up. You can still aim as if they were down like that as well. So as I was saying, the rail covers that are on the side here and the sort of hand stop at the bottom, they are included. They're in the box. You do have to fit them, and I do believe they are similar to M-LOK, or they actually just screw into the actual holes. So this, unfortunately, is not an M-LOK style system. So you have little ports in here that you have to screw the parts into, and it is a sort of separate system. Again, with it being a CQB or anything like that, there's not too many accessories that you're probably going to want on this. Maybe a grip, a vert grip or anything like that that you could get for it. But apart from that, I think this thing is designed and built for speed, rapid movement. It is just over 2 kilos without obviously all the accessories on it. So it is a nice light platform. So CQB, quite easy to wield. You're not throwing too much weight around. And outdoors, you can be fast, you can be aggressive, and really get some rounds down range with it. Charging handle, obviously not at the back because it is like an SMG style system. It is a handle on this side. You can simply pull it out and throw it onto the other side. If you're right or left-handed, you can simply swap which side the charging handle is on. Pull back and you will find yourself locking open the breech door to get to the rotary style hop. Again, you'll hear me harp on about rotary hops all the time with these videos. Very, very good, very, very consistent. Just means that your hop's going to be consistent for longer, and you're just going to get better repetition between shots. Hitting the paddle, nice slap shut, and you are good to go with putting rounds down. Magazine, the magazine release is just behind the mag there, similar to other platforms, and this is a 120 round mid cap that comes with it. It is a proprietary magazine, so if you want any spare mags, you have to get the UTR45 mags. I don't believe there are high caps for it, but the mid caps that come with this fit in, slot in. Probably one of the best fitting proprietary mags I've seen on a platform for a long, long time. Really easy to get in. You've got a minor sort of flaring to the mag well there, so really, really easy to reload. Again, mag release on the behind the trigger, and you do have a very different grip on this. So it is polymer, but the two sort of almost snake skin looking parts are a little bit rubbery. So again, adding to grip, adding to a bit of texture, making it much easier to grip. And if your hands get wet or anything, it just assists a little bit with that. Sling points. We do have a sling point on the left-hand side, very similar to like a SCAR or an ACR or something like that. Just a simple bar on this side that you can attach something to, or you have a slot here for a ribbon, or you have a QD point there and a matching one on the other side here. So many sling points. You can adjust this exactly how you want it, sling it how you want it, 1 point, 2 point. You can sort of, you're very free in choice of how you want to put this thing together. Speaking of the stock, we do have a lot of adjustments on this. So we have the standard sliding stock ability, and then there's another button that when it gets into this position on the left hand side, you press that and the stock comes off. That is how you get to the battery compartment. So this whole block here is your battery compartment, because the stock that telescopes out is hollow, so you do have an absolute ton of battery compartment as well. With it collapsed all the way down, we then have a cheek riser as well. Make sure you're getting a nice cheek weld, clean sight down your optics, means that you can be a bit more accurate. And always, you can fold it over. Again, great for transporting, take the devices off. You can pack this thing down very, very small. I think without the front end on, this thing drops down to about 44 centimeters, and with it all the way out, so with it unfolded and all the way out, it's about 77. Obviously, that's without the front end. So again, it works in pretty much any environment. CQB, this thing is just going to rip and tear. Mainly because of its size, its compactness, the speed that you can reload with, how good these mags refit, very, very good. But the massive bonus with this is the Falcon control system. So Double Eagle's MOSFET or trigger MOSFET that's inside this has a lot of very, very cool settings. Again, make sure that these settings are allowed at your site. So some sites consider a binary trigger as full auto. And that's totally in their rights, because you can definitely put a lot of rounds downrange with a binary trigger. What we mean by that, in its current setup, we have safe, semi, and full auto. With various controls and the trigger and taps and everything like that, you can change semi-auto into a binary trigger. What we mean by that, it will fire a BB when you pull it, and it will fire a BB when you release it. So a single trigger pull technically is firing 2 BBs on a pull and release, meaning that when you're definitely want to put a lot of rounds downrange in a semi-auto environment, you can do that. Just make sure you are allowed. If not, you can turn it off. Then on full auto, you can change that to leave it on full auto, or you've got anywhere from a 1 to a 5 round burst. So you can actually lock this to semi in a sense by having safe, semi, and a 1 round burst. Again, you can then change it to a 5 round burst. Again, burst, a lot of people are curious why burst is a thing when you've got full auto. Burst is very, very good for ammo conservation. So when you are full auto in, you're spraying rounds down range. It's not easy to track what's left in your magazine or anything like that. You'll find if you burst firing, you'll probably get the same engagement, or you'll get the same hit ratio, or whatever you want to call it. But with full auto, you'll just be burning more rounds and you'll be changing mags more often. So you will get a bit more efficiency out of the platform by sticking to a burst system. So very, very impressed with the fire control system. It adds a lot to it. And I think it is one of the key features that makes it very, very popular with the guys in the office. James, can you have a tan stock? Unfortunately not. There are two variants of this. There is all black, or this is their tan version. So dual tone, or whatever you like to call it. So the tan version comes as this one is. So the stock is black, the mags are black, the grip, etc., and the panels are black. The all black one, again, any bit that you see on here is tan. Unfortunately, no other versions of it as far as we are aware. James, are there any tan mags? Unfortunately not. Sticker they have just made black mags for it, so there are only black mags available. So the only variant difference between the two is the bits on here that are tan have been swapped to tan. Apart from that, there is black or tan in a choice. So we've not changed any parts of the actual build itself. So the stock, the grip, and the mag are from this platform, whereas the all black one is obviously all black. So all the tan bits on here would be solid black. So we've added the can and the optics and then just built the rest up. So the iron sights, the hand stop, and the rail covers are all included. The mag is included, and this ACR style stock is all included, which makes a very cool looking platform. I'm not usually a fan of tan platforms or tan variants, because usually it is an entire platform that is tan. So when they've done this sort of dual tone black tan look, I'm very much on board with it and like it a lot. So as I was saying, you've got the fire control system, and then a couple of the other bits is it is a version 2 gearbox, so you have a plethora of options when it comes to upgrades down the line, including like the hop or anything like that. It is a Dean's connector in the back, so your batteries are going to last a little bit longer, but you're going to have less draw and just going to have a little bit more life out of your batteries. ODST, what mount pouches will fit these mags? There's a couple of choices actually, because they are quite thick, but extended pistol mag, sort of the elasticated extended pistol magazine pouches will fit this. SMG5 adjustable ones, not the solid canvas ones, but anything that's got the elastic adjustment ones will fit. UMG45 mags, obviously, and if you want to double stack them, P90 mag pouches, I do believe that you can get 2 mags in each of them. But again, make sure retention's a option and that you can fit them deep enough. They are quite long compared to M4 mags, but there are plenty of choices out there when it comes to mag pouches. The only thing you've got to be aware of is how they sit, so you might have to lower your mag pouches down a little bit so they're not all the way up here. But there are loads and loads of choices. Definitely the UMG mags and extended pistol mag pouches will 100% work. So what I'm saying as well is the barrel in this one is what is referred to, we don't often see these nowadays, and I think it is a choice from Double Eagle, because it's the binary system and the full auto system is in this. A wide bore is better for consistency with full auto or very rapid firing platforms. So a standard AG barrel is about 6.08mm, going down to a tight bore is anything from 6.03 and down. This is a 6.1mm barrel, so the cushioning and the sort of accuracy is built by the air cushion around the BB rather than the narrowness of the barrel. So again, you might lose a bit of consistency, not consistency, but you might lose a bit of accuracy at range, but you're going to have consistency between shot to shot to shot. So rather than a BB just being a big spread, they're all going to go in the same spot. It just might start wibbling a little bit at extended range, but with the rate of fire that this thing can do, it's going to be really, really good. Is she well balanced from Reaper? Yes, as much as a platform that I've put a load of gear on can be. Again, you've got the gearbox in the back, so most of the weight is at the back as standard, but I've thrown a big lump of metal on the front on here, so I've added quite a bit of weight to it at the front, so it is quite comfortable once it's in the hand. It does feel like it can be wielded very, very comfortably, very, very nice. Purely because when you don't have it on the front, you are holding quite close to the front, so wielding this thing round a CQB site through doorways and everything like that, it's going to be comfortable. You're going to be able to get snapshots off very, very quickly with this trigger, because as you can see, it is the Falcon control. I do believe it's optical, so even in safe, I've got full trigger movement, and it's just going to be a very, very, very popular CQB platform. And then when guys get it outside, the rate of fire and how light this thing is, you're going to be able to definitely keep up and be very, very speedy outside. So yeah, this was a second visit just to show off the tan variant and what the UTR45 looks like when you build it up. I know a lot of people have jumped on these, grabbed the black variant when we had them in. We now have the tan one, and to be honest, as I was saying earlier, I'm not a fan of tan platforms, but this is definitely definitely on my street. I'm not usually a fan of like the UMG style and everything like that, but this is definitely ticking all the boxes for me. I love the stock. I love the sort of design of the monolithic upper and everything like that. It's got the SMC9 vibes. It's got UMG vibes. But yeah, I really, really, really want people to get their hands on these just to see how good they are. But if that is everything for today, thank you for joining us. Appreciate all the questions. Makes it much, much easier. We'll be back again on Friday afternoon for another product showcase. As always, send us a message on Instagram if you want us to review something that you're interested in. If you like what we're doing and you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, drop a like. It is very much appreciated, and it always helps us grow as a channel. But if that's everything, I'll catch you on Friday for another one, and we're very excited to show what we've got before the weekend. But I'll see you in a bit.